Hey guys,
Hello, everyone out there, big and small.
small and
Maybe
tall,
not, maybe, yeah, maybe not too
old and
small
young.
though. No, 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 not young. That's why I said maybe not small, not young.
Fuck it. If your parents let you listen to it, ask for your parents' permission before you do this. But if your parents let you listen to it, okay, man. Look, I have been in, my family has been in situations where it's like, look, you're in the car and Aunt T is going to listen to whatever the fuck she wants. I'm about to be in that position again for the holidays.
Are you now?
Yeah. Oh, I'm Drea.
Yeah, I'm Michelle. I was just gonna let you go to see how long
Oh,
we're gonna get.
you know what? You always try and be like, you're not better than me just
I
because you
didn't,
be letting me
I didn't say
go
I
and
was.
forgetting to say things. You're not better than me.
I did not say I was better than
You're
you,
not better than me. This is Life
Drea.
401.
Advanced shenanigans. No one's better than anyone. We all suck, okay?
I mean, I'm pretty great. Like, no. But yeah, I've been enlisted to drive my niece back from the holidays to her mother's house.
Work on that tone, the way you said her mother.
I'm sorry, to her mama house. And,
That was not helpful.
and um we're gonna work on it. But while the child is in my car, because they will be in my car, you're gonna listen to what I want to listen to. If that happens to be murder, then that happens to be murder. If that happens to be two gay people just yelling at each other, great. If it happens to be music, okay.
Who? Wait, wait, wait. Who are the two gay people?
The Read the podcast.
Oh, okay, okay, yeah, the Reed. Okay, I didn't know for sure. Shout out to the Reed.
Or it could be
I
us,
think
you know.
I'm only half gay,
I'm mo- I'm s-
ma'am.
I'm gay on many a day. And
I just like to put, but no. Shout out to the Reed though.
shout out
The
to the
Reed
Read.
was the very first podcast I ever listened to, and I remember thinking, who got my family drunk and gave them a recorder? Because it sounds like two of my cousins having a conversation.
Absolutely. It's wonderful. It's
It's
such a
great.
great
I love it.
podcast. And
It
then,
is.
as my sister refers to them as my murder girls, which is, my favorite murder. She's like,
I
you
love
murder
them.
girls. Love them.
It's
Rest in peace, Elvis.
yeah, I'm
R.I.P.
so sad about Elvis.
Really sad about Elvis too. May he
I'm
live.
sad. I'm sad.
I hope.
Yeah.
I'm wishing him the best. He's the only cat I think I know in existence that I want to go to heaven, if there is one.
Yeah. May he have lots of cookies.
All the cookies, all the cookies. But yeah, or if
Hmm.
that's just my music, you might hear Megan Thee Stallion, you might hear John Mayer, you might hear the Beatles, you might hear a weird Scandinavian man that you've
Don't
never met in life.
don't play that weird song with the Beatles that you keep saying is not about a threesome, but I
Not
know it's
about a
about a
threesome. Oh, my birth control's
it's
ready.
about a
Uh,
threesome. It,
I just got
it's
the
about a
text.
threesome.
It's not about a threesome. It's it's not.
It is.
Anywho. But yeah. So, if your parents are in the car as well and are letting you do this, because I've been in the car many a day with my parent, and they be like, what are you doing? Why are we listening to this? However, as an adult, um, what I listen to is up to me. And if we're in my car, again, you're going to listen to it, whether you
You
want to
gonna
or not.
you gonna listen to what I'm listening to? You
And if
know,
I don't want to hear it, guess what? We're going to turn it. Like,
you know that's the equivalent of when we were growing up. You gonna eat what I say. We gonna eat.
absolutely. My how the
Okay.
tables have turned. If you didn't want to do this, don't get in
I
my car.
see. Where else you supposed to go, Drea?
She can get in the trunk.
You
I
just
don't
rude.
know. I just
She can get in the trunk.
I got a
I'm
big
gonna
trunk.
need
I
your
can fit like two adult sized bodies back there.
I'm gonna need your brother's number so I can let him know what's going down.
Don't you
Your
dare.
your sister's gonna push your child in the trunk.
This will be the first
She
and
said
the only time they allow me to do this.
allow you to put her in the trunk.
No, allow me to drive this child multiple hours across
Oh,
states.
it sounds like
And her mama don't like me, so I'm already over here like, I won't be talking to you when I make this drop off. You better talk to my sister. Judge your mama, because it won't be me.
I can't. I have no words for you.
I'm sorry, y'all.
I can't. Okay, so clearly Drea's going through something over there.
It's the
As
holidays. We've
it
talked
is,
about this, guys.
it is the holidays. This is a weird time in your life.
Hmm.
Um, but other than that, how are you doing?
Okay. I'm okay. I'm tired as hell, which, Michelle, you know, but to the listeners, you guys know, I'm tired as fuck. Um, but I voted because I live in the state of Georgia. And for the first time ever, people care about Georgia and their voting system. So I voted this morning. I woke up at the crack of fucking dawn. Actually, I woke up before the crack of dawn because I woke up at like six something. And I pulled myself out of
The
bed
crack
around
of dawn.
7. I pulled myself out of bed around 7, put on the sweatshirt, the men's sweatshirt, and I put on,
I mean, you look comfy.
I'm very comfy, and I put on some leggings and some boots, and I bundled up because it was 28 degrees outside
Was
in
it really?
Georgia. Was it really?
I
Oh,
was.
yes, ma'am.
Oh,
Oh, yes, ma'am. I had to sit and let my car run for like 7 minutes. I was like, mm-mm.
don't you do your car like that? You know she is a lady.
She had to sit and warm up because I wasn't out. I'm not about to sit out here and just pull her off the pavement. No, ma'am. She had to warm up for a minute. And I drove my happy tail down to the government building,
The government building.
the government building out here in my county, and I voted for my representatives. So I did my civic duty.
Mm,
If you haven't and you live in Georgia, please go vote. Please go vote. You got time.
go vote.
Go vote. These runoffs is for real. And I tell you right now, in that line at 7:30, by the time I made it there, it wasn't a whole lot of people who looked like me in the line.
I believe it. I have plans to go vote um
Yes, plans.
tomorrow. Yeah. I planned to do it on Wednesday. That didn't happen.
It's okay. It's okay. You still got time.
Mm-mm.
Wednesday was not
My
the last
bed really
day.
wanted to talk to me. Yeah. We have until the 30th,
The
is
30th to
it?
early vote, and then you can still vote on the 5th. You can still vote
Mhm.
on the 5th. So, like, you plenty of days. And they
Get
open up
out and
at
vote.
7.
Let your voice be heard, y'all.
Absolutely. And like that's the biggest thing. Like what you said, Michelle, have a plan. Have a plan because
Mhm.
let me tell you, the closer the election gets, the weirder people are going to get
Mhm.
and the weirder this situation is going to get. So have a
Yeah.
plan.
So like for me, when it comes to voting, I always early vote.
Same.
I never vote the day of because I don't want to like I know my patience is really short. So I don't want to be one of those people that be like fuck it and leave,
Right.
right?
Right.
But I also don't vote on the very first day of early voting
Same.
because these people be out here
Out here.
and I don't like people.
Same. And it's a pandemic. Like
It is.
and they're doing a lot to try and make sure people are social distancing and people are, wearing their masks and staying away from each other, don't touch each other. They're sanitizing everything as much as possible. But you're absolutely right, Michelle. Like, I don't like to go. I have gone on the day of to vote before, and guess what? It's always a mess, especially here in Georgia. It's always
Mhm.
a mess. Something's always wrong. And so I have typically early voted, even back when I was in college doing this, like early vote. But again, I don't go on the very first day of early voting because you be in a line wrapped around the street. And I ain't got time for that either.
No, not at all.
So,
So, yeah. Um, what else is going on in the world? What are you reading, watching, eating?
oh, I just started. Okay, so of course I've continued watching Grey's Anatomy. I had a cry over it the other day. So I used one of my
You
cry
cried?
days. I used up a cry day. I was trying to hold it back. It was like last week I
You're,
watched it and I had tears in my eyes, but I sucked them back in long enough so I didn't actually cry. But this week it
you
got me.
know,
It got me hard. I was I was snotting tears.
you know something? Having a cry date, like a limited amount of times that you can cry, is the
Mhm.
most maladaptive thing I have ever heard in my life. But carry on,
Correct.
sis. Carry
Correct.
on.
Look, I know it's a maladaptive behavior. I know it's not healthy at all. However, this is my life.
My
So
Lord.
I just silently sat in my room and snotted up my face and cried for a little bit. And then when it once it starts, you got to get it all out so that it's done. So it took me about 30 minutes to be like, and then I was done.
Do you know what you sound like?
A
Do
dumbass.
you know what you sound like? No, that's not. No, no. I was going to say you sound like the people that are like, oh, you have to get all the venom out the wound.
Oh yeah, yeah, just suck it all out.
Oh, you got to make sure you suction all of it.
Mhm.
Otherwise, you might get infected.
Right. And like I was like, ooh, maybe I should do a bigger set of cry days. And then I was like, nah, the holidays is coming up. I gotta save one of them. I gotta save one of them for when the holidays really get to me and I'll be like, again. You know what I mean?
That's true. So also so happy holidays, whatever you celebrate. If
Right.
it's
Happy
Christmas,
Hanukkah. I know it's already passed. It's been going on for a minute, but happy
yeah.
Hanukkah.
Um, happy like Merry Christmas.
Hmm.
Um,
I mean, Eid been long gone, but happy Eid if you celebrate that too.
yep. And Kwanzaa's on its way in.
Hmm.
So
Kwanzaa is on its
happy
way.
Kwanzaa.
Happy Kwanzaa.
Make sure you light your candles. Yeah, make sure you light your candles in the right order.
Happy
There's an
Christmas,
order.
Hanukkah, Kwanzaa.
All of those. All of
All of
those.
those. All of those. But yeah, so I was like, I gotta save one of those things. But I started a new show, which is called
What?
Nurses. Nurses. It. I just found it interesting. It is not accurate at all. As like the child of a nurse, friends of nurses,
It's not
someone
accurate.
who almost became a nurse themselves. It's not accurate at all. But it's a wonderful show.
I read somewhere a while ago that a lot of the medical shows are not accurate.
Oh yeah, a great many.
Yeah, but then the article made a point of saying that one of the more accurate shows, believe it or not, was Scrubs.
Yes.
And Scrubs is not the show. When you think about medical shows, you don't think about
You
Scrubs
don't
being
think about
medical.
Scrubs. No. Scrubs was actually like Scrubs actually had medical consultants the entire time that they were running
I like
that used
that.
to correct them. Absolutely. And like a lot of times they got their diagnoses and like symptoms correct as well, not just procedures. I
Good.
love, yeah.
I like it.
It was a surprise to everybody. You know what other
I
show is
bet. I bet.
oddly correct? Parks and Recreation.
Really?
Yes, my sister tells me all the time because my sister works in Parks and Recreation for a county or for a city. And she tells me all the time that she finds Parks and Recreation so hilarious because of how honest and accurate it is. She was like, "Do you know how many times people call a forum? Like, legitimately, we just had a forum about people being allowed to change on the pool deck." And us being like,
Right.
no, you cannot change your clothes on the pool deck. And then being like, well, we need a forum so that the people who are complaining about it can discuss it with the city council
It it is a pandemic. Come dressed like you're ready to swim. First of all, the
and
pool
leave.
should right. And first of all, the pool should not even be fucking open. It's December.
Let's start there.
Let's start there.
Yeah.
Bump Corona, like anything, the
Well, it's
flu.
swim team season.
It shouldn't be. It's cold as hell. This is how you get the P pneumonia.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Stop it. But I agree with you. Pools shouldn't be open right now. Oh,
That's how my great grandmother used to say it.
the
The
P
P
pneumonia.
pneumonia. Mhm.
P is silent. Not for her. Not for her. Okay, well, what shows are you watching? What's making you happy? How you been? How your life is?
My life is okay. I am watching Criminal Minds,
Ooh,
and these episodes are just going by so fast.
you gotta be careful.
Right, like I'm in season 4, and I didn't know I was in season 4 until last night. I paused Netflix to go to the bathroom. When I came back, it was saying season 4, episode 5.
Ooh, so you in it? It's not like you just started season 4. You've been in there for a second.
Right, like I was like, and the thing, okay, so what I'm finding out about this show, first of all, I love this show, and I also hate this show for different
Correct.
reasons. Um, it is not, to me, it's not set up the same way that a lot of other scripted shows are. Like
Mm-hmm.
you can tell the energy for, oh, this is the end of a season, this is the beginning of a season.
Mm-hmm.
There's not so much.
Oh, okay.
So like sometimes there will be like it's a part 1 and a part 2, and then the part 1 is the end of the season, part 2 is the beginning.
I don't
But
like that.
like so between season 1 and season 2, I was like, okay, I can tell that this is like the end of the season, is the beginning. But season 3 to 4, it just slipped right past me.
Mm, I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, look, Criminal Minds, great show. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, I don't like that idea. I also haven't rewatched it from the beginning. I just be
Yeah,
catching shit when I can.
right. And so like that's who I was when it came to Criminal Minds. I was a fan of the show, but I was not like a casual watcher of the show. So if I was flicking through the TV and it was an episode on and it was at the beginning, I might watch it.
Hmm.
But that means I watched a lot of it all out of context.
Oh, correct.
And so, okay, this show is old as shit, so I shouldn't have to be like spoiler alert, but like I didn't
Spoiler alert.
know. Right. I didn't know that like one of them got pregnant. I didn't know that one of them was addicted to drugs. And
News to me.
oh shit, sorry. Um
Oops. I mean,
and so
it's again old as shit. Not.
yeah. My oldest niece is the one who like reinvigorated my thought of like let's watch it because she's watching it, and she was saying stuff like she was like, I just hate how much they changed the characters from season 2 to such and such, and I was like, they changed the characters? But yeah, the main number one character, like who's supposed to be like the brain of the operation, he just leaves. Like, and then he leaves, And the way they set the episode up, he's writing a letter. It's like he's like, I hate that. I knew you were gonna be the one to come and find this, and then I was like, and then they showed him with his gun. I was like, he finna kill himself, but nope. He just
He
got in
just
his
goes.
he just got in his car and drove off like he on a road trip. Like he resigned from the FBI and everything. Like
That's not how resignations work. That's the other thing. That's the thing that also be making me mad at certain shows, or they be like, "I quit," or like, "I'm just gonna resign," or da da da. Like resignations take time. It's very
yeah,
rare in a job unless you just don't give a fuck about like your work history and you ain't never trying to get another job ever again. It is very rare that you don't give a 2 weeks notice.
right.
It is depending on some of these jobs, like it is very hard to get fired. Like you got to do some shit to get fired. You can't
You
just be like going flying off at the handle, misfiling a couple papers, and then all of a sudden get fired. Like that's never gonna
no,
happen. Like
no. Like we have definitely worked with some people that stayed on way longer than they should have.
oh, absolutely. Where we was all like, how are they still here?
So here,
Bureaucracy.
like, yeah, when you have to fill out forms in triplicate and shit, like,
All of a sudden, it becomes a lot harder for us to just be like, you know what? Pack up your stuff. And even then, it's very rarely like an abrupt pack up your stuff. It's like maybe we should think about separating from the company. Like,
or yeah, or they'll be like, so what are your like, what kind of future do you see here with the company?
right. You start, and usually there's like intervention plans of some sort. Like, they
They,
try.
yeah, like we're gonna put you on a performance improve enhancement or like a
Right.
direct management program, like all those names of we trying to save your job.
Exactly.
But
But the same thing happens for
some
people
folks
who are
don't want
like
to be
are
saved.
resigning. Like, you don't just get to resign and then be like, bye. Like, no.
No,
Typically,
like the only time, yeah, typically no. Like the only time that that usually happens is if someone's trying to cover up some shady shit, like we want you to resign before this come out,
yes.
or like there's some type of emergency where you can't.
Right, where it's like effective immediately. I now have to resign. But usually, you gonna be, especially like even at like retail jobs, like you already on the schedule for the next week, boo. Like, it's come out.
So I don't know where you think you right, like I don't know where you think you going, but it's not away from here yet.
Right,
So
right. Even when I worked my retail job,
yeah.
I made sure I gave myself enough time to make sure I was gonna miss the Christmas rush. So that meant I had to like resign in like October to make sure I didn't get put on the holiday schedules, because that was what I was
Makes
not gonna
sense.
do.
I remember when I was working security
Hmm.
and I got the call from the then executive director for the job I have now,
Hmm.
offering me the job while I'm sitting at the like the cameras watching this building, and there's a camera that's pointed on me. So I don't know who's watching that camera because I can't see that camera, but they saw me do a whole praise break in my little polyester suit.
A whole shout,
And I wanted to be done. I wanted to walk off that job and leave it right then.
but you can't.
No.
You gotta
And I
give
mean,
them
people,
time.
right.
Oh,
People
I was in
do.
my car, or no, I went to the my break room and took the call for my now position
Oh,
at my job in the middle of tutoring someone.
it's like, hold on. I'll be
I was
back.
like, I want you to work on problems 6, 7, and 8. I'll be right back. Went in, accepted the position, came back out, had to finish up my day, knowing I was about to be gone.
Right. And so I can remember sitting at that job it was some shady stuff going on.
Oh Lord.
Anyway, I mean like shady as in my dad's other baby mom worked at this building.
Ooh, girl.
And so I knew, like, she walked past me and she looked again. And I knew that she was looking at me because I look just like my mama.
Oh, yeah.
And then she came back and she was like, "Are you blah, blah, blah?" I said, "Yes. How can I help you?" And then she told my daddy that I was rude to her. Lady, I can't be sitting here talking to you. My job is to
We're
make sure
not
nobody is running
friends.
up in your spot.
We're not friends.
We're not friends either, lady.
I don't
I don't
know
know
you.
you.
Just 'cause my daddy know you and then ran up and through your spot,
They don't have. I'm here to make sure don't nobody run up in here decide they want to rob y'all for all y'all office stuff.
whatever that may be.
Right. But it worked out because I was supposed to work there for the whole month,
Mm-hmm.
but I was able to give them my 2 week notice, and so she only saw me that one time.
Amen.
Mhm.
Goodbye. Sorry, but yeah, that's a weird. Those are weird inconsistencies. We got here from a mighty long way, but I remember
Woo!
where it was.
Look how far he brought me.
Look how far.
That was
How far away from our main topic can we get? Pretty far.
oh
Pretty
oh
far.
yeah yeah. Speaking of main topics,
Oh yeah, we should probably do that one. I did my
yeah,
homework. Did you?
I'm so proud of you. Yes, I did my homework.
Woo woo. We're gonna give ourselves A's. I'm
Yes.
telling you now, I used to actually be a teacher, and sometimes I'd be like, how? Um, how the mindset has changed. I tell you that.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I think I am gonna be an internal student. Like I love
Hmm.
learning,
Oh
but
yeah,
I realized that actually, as smart as I am, not tooting my own horn, I can be
you're pretty
like,
smart. I'll toot it. Toot
thank
toot.
you. Like I'm a pretty piss poor student.
Oh,
Like
absolutely.
like formal student because I be like, I don't want to read that right now. So I do shit like I look at the syllabus and I'll be like, oh, don't want to read that right now. Really want to read this that we're not supposed to read until midterm time. I'm gonna read
Do it
that.
now.
I'm gonna do that.
Mm.
Oh,
Oh no, I'm right there with you. I know. I when I learned that I was a piss poor student was really when I was studying to become a teacher. Was when I was like, because I did it. I got my certification online, and I did it all so poorly. I realized I sucked at being an online student first. Then I sucked at actually being a student again. I barely showed up to class. I I did my homework, but I did it all out of order. I waited till like 2 days before the class finished to do most of the assignments. Like it was bad.
you are the student that teachers hate
Yeah.
because now they sitting there and they gotta grade this shit.
Now you're going to have to grade all this stuff at once. And it's all good. Like it's not like I don't suck because I'm a bad student. Well, because I'm bad at learning. I love
Right.
learning,
Yeah, me too.
but learning also comes very naturally to me
Right.
because I know the types of learners that I am, like the type of learner that I happen to be and what
Mhm.
works best for me. But baby, that was when I learned maybe going to school formally,
It's
probably
not
not
for yeah. Like
not your best asset.
yeah.
Like,
Like for me, now that I have gotten this master's, I probably will never go back to like formal
I can't blame you.
school.
I said I'm gonna get my master's. If I can get into a master's PhD program, I'll do that. But
No, you can't get me. You can't sign me up for that.
if I gotta
I
stop
just
and
don't want
go
to do
back, I gotta bowl my way through because if I stop again,
Yeah, no.
it's over.
Like this it. This it. But and then there's something about doing all of that work and get earning like a doctorate only for someone to be like, kiddo.
Right. Look, I'm gonna be very honest. I've been working in professional type careers for quite some time now, and people still look at me like, "Hey, kid,
Yeah, it's not cute. Stop it.
it's not fun. It's not fun. I'm tired of it. I'm no one's kid. I am well versed in the world of business, and I don't need the bullshit. I don't need you to treat me like I'm 17, fresh out of college. I'm not.
Right. Like this is a job for an internship for experience. No.
No,
Like I've been working for a while now. Like no.
no. I was I was literally like the direct handler of a business underneath an owner. Like, I've done things. I
Right.
can do things. And I know, like, from my family, they'll always look at me like, look at this little bitch.
I mean, but you're in that sense you are the baby.
I am, but I'm not like a
I mean, you
child.
yeah, you're not like the baby, but they are used to relating to you as a kid or as the younger of them.
Correct.
But I mean, like,
But to these motherfuckers who ain't never met me other than in this job,
stop
bitch,
it.
I'm grown.
Like, stop it.
Stop it. Put it down. Put it down. All right. Um,
It's so silly.
Again, we got away from our main
Again,
again.
again, we keep trying, but we're gonna
Tangents.
make it.
Tangents. Uh,
We're full of them.
Full of them. Covered in tangents. Oh, Michelle, you named the episode, so you introduce our topic for real.
You just want me to do it because you don't want to do it. I'm not silly.
I don't remember it.
Okay, so with it being as close to the holidays or during the holidays as it is right now, um, Drea and I were talking and we realized that a lot of the things that we do that's like Christmassy and stuff, we think about them as being connected to like Christmas. Like these are things you do because Christmas.
Because
Um,
of the Christians.
oh, don't say the Christians like that.
Why not? That's what it is.
No, no, no. You can't say the Christians like
The
that.
Christians. The followers of Christ. The church and
Is that
state.
better? Wait, wait. Okay.
The church of God. The children of the Lord.
You know what? Just don't
My
say anything
brothers
else.
and sisters in Christ. I could keep going, man.
I see. Don't say anything else. Just
Oh,
just
man.
just just shh, just for a second. And what we realized was um that actually a lot of the things that we think are because 'tis the season and Jesus was born in the manger or in yeah, Jesus was born in the manger.
Correct.
I was going to say no, he was born in Bethlehem, but in a manger is more precise. Um it is.
Yeah.
Um some of this
Born.
stuff
Born. You know why Jesus was born in a manger? Because there was a fucking census and people had to go back home to be counted. So they had to go back home.
what?
Yes. No, for real. I'm dead ass. Okay, so guys, Cal Surprise, Drea was raised up in the church, and Drea, she was down with the Bible. So yeah,
You make it sound like you were doing illicit drugs. I
it
was
was.
down with the Bible.
I
Oh
was down
yeah.
with the Bible at one point. Um, sorry, but no, like I was raised up in the church a lot, and yeah, so it was a census year, which is why Joseph had to take Mary's pregnant bitch ass back with him.
Oh,
I mean, it was
he
his
had
wife
to
or whatever. Um, she was
his
pregnant by
child bride, but we're not gonna.
his child bride because she was definitely like 15. Anyway, he had to take her back home with him to get counted because it was a census year, much like the year 2020. Hopefully, you did your census papers.
Yes. So this is a bit of a tangent. I just like to point it out
Hmm.
that this survey people have been calling me
About the
like
census?
yeah, nonstop. They've called every day for the past 2 weeks.
Did y'all do y'all census?
I did it, and that's why they're calling me.
Um,
Um,
they ain't
and
calling me, and I
so
did mine.
just give it a minute.
Oh,
Just
hell
give
no.
it a minute. They were stuck on me because I refused to answer the phone, and so finally, finally, last it was like Census Study West or something is the caller ID tag. So
Mm.
finally, I answered the phone last night, and it was 20 minutes of a phone survey ran by this nice lady. And let me tell you, that's how they get me. Apparently I'm in this system of if you put a nice older black lady on the phone, she's gonna
Oh
do the
no.
survey.
Oh
So
no.
I did the survey.
Mm.
And they're asking me about privacy and do I think that our information is safe and
No.
do I think do I think that the different governmental entities talk to each other and give information? Yes. Like,
Yes, absolutely.
yes.
Guaranteed. What you
Think about it
talking
as a
about?
corporation. Like, think it's a corporation and they have inter-office mail, baby. Yes.
Yes. Yes. They all work on the same email server. It's fine. No,
Right. So anyway,
sorry. But yeah, the everybody says nowadays, tis the season to celebrate the birth of Christ if you believe in that, or to celebrate the Lord providing for the Jewish peoples by keeping the oil in the temple burning for 8 days, even though
hmm
there wasn't enough oil. Praise the Lord. Or, unity because Kwanzaa.
yeah, all of that. But what we have found out, we did some research because we're nerds.
Of course. And I feel like the best holiday was bowled over for Christmas.
Okay, so we found that a lot of the traditions that we have are actually from different pagan holidays, y'all.
Correct.
Yes. And what's the pagan holiday that you going hard in the paint for?
I fucking love it. It's called Saturnalia.
Why do you like it so much?
Okay, it's basically an orgy for like 12 days. It's great. There was a
That's not how
lot
you
of
spell
bad
it.
going on. Okay, I gotta be honest. There was a lot of bad going on during Saturnalia, but it was the Roman holiday that lasted from about December 17th, so like mid December, to just before what we now celebrate as Christmas, which is December 23rd. And the Romans were killing it. It was the celebration of the god Saturn, and it would take place during like, the winter, what's it called? Solstice, because it's the shortest day of the
Mm-hmm.
year. And it was basically a 2 week crazy ass party in the streets of Rome and the streets of not Rome because, Rome was all over the fucking place. But
That's why they be like all roads lead to Rome
all
because
roads lead to Rome. Exactly.
they was some taking over people.
It
But
was some conquerors, you know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
So is Saturn he's like the god of like agriculture or something, right? Like
Yeah.
harvest.
Like he's like the
Okay.
god of harvest, the god of like he had a lot of jobs, but
I don't
definitely
get that.
harvest, but also partly because of weapons. Like he was a big weapons and arms dealer up in Mount Olympus. Like he was well known for um, creating weapons that could destroy their enemies. And he actually married a goddess, Lua, who was also like creating armory. She was killing it. She was killing all types of
Right. Oh.
yeah.
And apparently he was also I googled that he's also the god of fertility.
Mm,
So that makes sense from some of the things that I know, like the things that I found that are particular we think are Christmas traditions are actually pagan.
yes. So, okay, gotta call out the sources. Of course, I used Wikipedia because why not? Donate to Wikipedia; they need the money. I also used the Encyclopedia Britannica. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, you had a sad, sad childhood. Um,
Did you say Britannica?
yes, the Encyclopedia Britannica.
Let me tell you how much of a nerd Michelle is.
Go ahead, let me know it.
So, we're part of the generation where we grew up with technology. So I can
Yes.
remember stuff like you having to use the card catalog and all that type of shit. But
Hmm.
also, I was one of the first people, my aunt bought it. I had the disc collection of Encyclopedia
Oh,
Britannica. It was like
girl,
7 discs.
yes, yes, we did as well. We have
Oh yeah, we
the
some nerds.
CD-ROMs, and you put them into the CD-ROM,
Mhm.
and then you could flip, flip, flip. But yes, I also had to do like the Dewey Decimal System in the card catalog. But like,
Yeah.
boom.
Mhm.
But yeah, Saturnalia, honestly, the best festival that when the Roman Empire fell and they decided that they was all going to be Christians and we weren't going to follow mythology anymore, like punks, they decided to get rid of Saturnalia, but they needed to replace it with still a festival of some sort. But they just couldn't do
Mhm.
Saturnalia again because it was too full of like sex and wine and drugs and all that shit. But it was great. It was to honor the winter sowing season. So like, there was a lot of planting and a lot of farming going on, but also there's a lot of sex and drugs
Mhm.
and going on. They also would
Rock and
suspend
roll.
it was a rock and roll life. They also would stop all business, so like all work, all like selling of goods not happening during that time because it was a fucking festival. Um and even slaves got to have like temporary freedoms for a while for during Saturnalia because it was like we want the slaves to party too. And then
Yeah, like
December 23rd,
thanks.
bring that shit back.
Yeah. Yeah. Even though quick tangent slavery looked a lot different in those
Yes.
times. It was more of an indentured servitude thing
Correct. Correct.
than lifelong chattel slavery
A
that
lot of
they
times slaves could earn their freedom back.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Yep. Mhm. You work for 7 years and now you're free and then they send you off with some money and now you
And now
I
you
don't
just
know.
out here.
That
Now
type
you
of
just living.
slavery. Right, right. Pretty
But yeah.
much.
But they also gave gifts to each other to celebrate the time. So a lot of times they would present people with candles or wax models and fruit or statuettes, right? Um,
Mhm.
or small wax figures. A lot of times they were using wax for these things because, ancient Rome. But uh, they would typically give those out, and traditionally they would also have a statue of Saturn himself inside the city, and they would bind his feet with wood, right? Um, Typically to keep him from running and stopping the fertility of the land. But during Saturnalia, they removed those bindings so that he could run free and join the party in theory.
Go forth and conquer.
Go forth and fuck some people.
Fertilize.
Yeah.
Fertilize. That reminds me of that. And do you remember that song? How you like your eggs? Fried or
Fried or fertilized.
fertilized?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Absolutely.
So it didn't just happen in my like a fever dream or something.
Oh no, it was a thing. It was a thing. But yeah, to me, I feel like Saturnalia would have been much better to keep instead of Christmas, which is all about family and shit. Like, why can't it
You
be
know,
about
some people
getting
like their
plastered?
families.
I love my
Some
family.
people some people like to spend time with their family, Drea. Damn.
I'm gonna be very honest. In honor of Saturnalia each year, I spend most of Christmas drunk. I laugh, but I'm so
So,
not kidding.
okay. Um, I need you to not be cackling.
I got way
I
too
need you to not.
I got way too honest. Let me pull it back. Let me pull it
But no, I was just gonna say, so you your excuse to be drunk like that during Christmas is Saturnalia, but what is your
back.
excuse for Thanksgiving?
Saturnalia.
No, no.
Look, at least I'm not doing like the Romans used to do during Saturnalia and just walking around the streets naked. I put on clothes most of the time.
I'm so proud of you.
Maybe not pants, but I do usually put on some type of clothing.
I'm so proud of you. Um, I'm gonna get you a little pen. I trust myself today.
I put on clothes. Thank you. I was working
Hmm.
hard.
I'm so proud of you. But so like that makes me think of so you would know how we talk about decking the halls with boughs of holly.
Yeah.
So I found out that holly was actually a sacred plant for the god Saturn.
Mm,
And to honor him in like Saturnalia, they would Romans would give each other gifts of like holly wreaths.
very cool.
But so like, this is back in the day where we not fucking with that Christian shit.
Nah,
So when
man.
Christians wanted to celebrate the birth of Jesus, they were like it was dangerous. And so what they would do is they would use holly wreaths in the houses or put them on the door so people, other Christians would know like, hey, it's a Christian that lives here.
Mm,
But the pagans who celebrated the Romans, they just thought, oh, so like somebody gave them a whole bunch of holly, so praise Saturn. Like that's
praise Saturn. But I mean, it's a tradition that's carried through. Like to this day, we still see wreaths, but also you see it in the other places that the Romans touched. In a lot of the Yule kind of celebrations that happened in the more Nordic lands and the Germanic lands, in France, where, the Romans had gone through and just ripped apart the Gauls for a while. It was, they also were doing their own types of winter solstice things and making wreaths out of holly and out of branches, was pretty much also done there. And it was done as a means of protection and to show prosperity. But
mhm.
it was mainly associated with protection, trying to protect their homes, with these evergreen leaves.
Mhm.
It's really cool. And we still do it to this day. Yeah,
Yeah.
bitches.
And then speaking of evergreen, did you know that mistletoe was fucking sacred?
Yes, it used to be very, very prized. Let's put it that
Yeah. By the Norse, the
way. Hmm.
Native Americans, Druids, and Druids believed that mistletoe would could protect against thunder and lightning.
Ooh, I didn't know that.
Right. So like Druid priests would use a golden sickle to cut the mistletoe from the oak tree, and they would catch the branches before they hit the ground, and then they would cut them up and distribute it amongst the people to kind of protect you.
Very
And
cool.
it was also a symbol of joy and peace. So like if two warring factions of druids were like at war, if they met each other underneath mistletoe in the woods, like woodland mistletoe, they would put down their weapons and form a truce until the following day.
Ooh.
Right. And so, in like the Roman holiday, um mistletoe honored Saturn, of course.
Right.
Um, and it's like to keep Saturn happy, they would perform fertility rituals beneath the sprigs of mistletoe. So
Yeah,
really,
that
they
was
was
fucking.
fucking
They
under
was
the
fucking.
mistletoe, and so we dialed it back. We dialed it
To
back to like
kisses.
let's just kiss under the mistletoe.
Right. They also had
Right.
a saying during Saturnalia, which was Io Saturnalia, which is basically Merry Christmas or Happy New Year like we do now. But you're correct. They would create these offerings or altars in which they would do these fertility rituals, which was just sex. It was just sex.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
but they would use these elements of nature to honor Saturn for all that he had done and the bounty that he gave them throughout the year, which was really
Mhm.
cool. And he was his boards was set free, so he was cutting loose just like everybody else in theory.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and then the other part, this like this gift giving part that
Mhm.
we love to do so much. Christmas was not about giving gifts at all.
Nah.
It was about like observing the birth of the Son of God.
Mhm.
Now behold the Lamb. Um,
Go ahead.
but I'm
Sing the
not gonna.
song.
I ain't singing the song. But so giving gifts like the gift part actually came from the Romans in Saturnalia. They would
Mhm.
give a gift in the hope like for good luck in the hope that you'd have a bountiful harvest the next year.
Mhm.
But where we started fucking up is that the Romans gave one gift. They exchanged a gift with one other person.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, you got folks like me. I bought stuff for my mama,
Oh
my
yeah.
my nieces, my
Everyone in my
sisters,
family got a gift.
the dogs got boxes from.
Girl, not the dogs.
Yeah, they get their own Christmas gifts. They get gifts.
I hate it. But Saturnalia wasn't the only solstice style, holiday that was also giving gifts in a smaller fashion than we do today.
Yeah.
So, when we talk about the Norse and the Gauls and, you know, the Germanic peoples, they were also celebrating, this time of year, and they would do nature-based gifts. So, a sprig of holly, or a lot of times they would give things like homemade wreaths to each other. They would find crystals and beautiful rocks
Mhm.
that would they would give to each other. Sometimes they would give each other candles, and a lot of times they would even give seeds to people. Um,
Oh, you must really like them because let me tell you.
Seeds was treasure.
Yes.
It's like, you gave me a pack of seeds? Are you trying to marry me? What's happening?
Right. Is this the bride price? I don't
Right.
I don't want to I don't want to marry him, daddy.
I don't want to do it.
Mom, he gave you seeds and a goat. I don't want to marry him.
but, but much like Michelle and the dogs that she has bought gifts for, they would
Other
also
gifts.
give back to nature. So they would also scatter seeds and bread for the birds and for the animals. Um, and they would cultivate the land around them
Mhm.
to make sure that they were giving back to the earth and not just giving gifts to each other. It's really cool.
Yeah. Um Another tangent. We're talking about giving back to so if you want to try these like if you want to get in touch with like some pagan stuff and you want to try some of this stuff,
Yeah.
um just so you know, they are saying now that we don't feed ducks and birds bread.
Please don't do that. There,
Ducks,
a lot of times at these bigger lakes, they'll have like feeders where you
yeah,
put in like 50 cents
and get
and
some
get
stuff.
some bird seed. Get that.
Yeah,
That would be great.
but ducks apparently like peas. They like grapes,
Ooh.
grains, like seeds and stuff. Like that's what ducks eat, not fucking bread.
No. Ducks who eat bread
Maybe
usually
they
get sick and die. Don't do it to him.
Maybe that's why that duck bit me when I was a kid.
A duck bit you? Wait a minute.
Hell yeah.
Wait a minute. We're coming
Bit my
back to
finger.
Saturnalia and to pagan holidays in a minute. A duck bit you.
Mhm.
Why was you fucking with a duck?
Okay, so this had to be when I was like 7 or 8, because my little sister was alive. Um, my biological dad lived in an apartment complex that its main focal point was that right in the middle of the complex there was a lake.
Hmm.
And the lake had ducks. And so
Okay.
I can remember we was with our dad and he took us down to the lake and he was like, "We're gonna feed the duckies." And so he was crumbling up the bread and he was throwing it, but me being the anal retentive person that I am, I was trying to, it was like there are ducks everywhere, but it was like this one particular duck that wasn't getting any bread. And so I was trying to
Oh,
give the bread directly to that duck, and that bastard bit me. I should have just
that duck
dropped the
didn't want
bread.
that bread.
Yeah.
He was like,
And
"You trying to make me fat? You trying to kill me?
the duck
I'm gonna
bit
get this
me,
bitch."
and that was the first and last time I ever fed a duck. I don't fuck with them. I'm just
You don't
saying.
fuck with the ducks.
I
Well,
don't fuck with ducks. Not
don't
not
be
not
don't be like
Daffy,
Michelle.
not Donald, not Daffy, not Donald,
We don't want them.
not Huey, Dewey, and Louie. None of I don't fuck with ducks.
Oh no. Yeah. Well, yeah, don't give them those. Give them like seeds and grains. They like those. Or grapes, as we just found out, or
Yeah.
peas. But yeah,
Mhm.
don't.
Yeah.
Also, those birds are very territorial. So like just be a little careful. Maybe do it quickly.
They
Um
are.
and run away. Um
Right.
the other thing that we
Oh
took.
man. So
Oh wait, you want to
oh
go?
go.
Go.
Oh, I wanted to talk about wassailing.
Wrestling. Tell me about it. Talk to me about it. I want to know.
Girl, we stole the thought of going caroling. So
Of
you know how
course
you
we
go,
did.
you get in a group and you go to Chris. So it was called. It's like it's an Anglo-Saxon phrase of West Hell or whatever, it means good health. So
Mm.
every year the groups like they would roam the villages in small groups singing loudly, and the goal of singing loudly like that was to banish evil spirits and wishing good health to those around them. But
Mm-hmm.
so somebody Saint Francis in the 13th century took the inspiration and he started Christmas caroling.
Love it.
But the groups, they were like small, and it makes me feel like it's something that we would do because they always had a traditional drink.
Down for it. You know I love a good cocktail. But
Right. I
but
mean,
that is also a vestige of when the Romans were in Anglo-Saxon territory because during
yeah.
Saturnalia, it was also a tradition to make noise into like to get into groups and make noise. Um they never said singing. It was just always termed as making noise.
Oh well, these folks, they're drinking. It's some type of traditional drink. It has mulled ale in it, roasted
Down.
apples, eggs, spices, sugar. You can't have it
Can't have the
because of the
eggs.
eggs, and
Nope.
curdled cream. I don't know why we would drink. I was great until I got to the cream. I was like, okay, no cream. Roasted apples, great. Eggs, not so much. Spices and sugar, yes.
Hmm.
So ale, apples, it's like mulled cider.
It's like mulled cider or wine. I'm down. I'm down with it.
Yeah, we can make some of that, get drunk, put it in nice tumblers to keep it warm. I have plenty of
Hey,
those.
go around to sing to no one. I'm gonna just sing in my car. It'll be fine. And and feel like I've done something. Feel like I've wished you good health. You know?
Mhm.
The other thing we
Oh,
stole and made worse was Christmas trees.
yeah, so that was on my thought too. Yeah, cuz they used to
Really?
do they would do. Christmas trees, but it was like they would do Romans would do the metal ornaments on trees outside their home with the
Hmm.
ornaments representing a god,
Yes,
right?
they would. And it was carried through with the Gauls and with the Germanic people because they would also
Mhm.
do this form of trees, tree decorations, really. But they would again do it
Mhm.
on trees outside of their house that they kept alive, unlike us. And
Right.
and celebrate. They would
Yeah.
use things like candles and um, different berries and things to decorate those trees.
Mhm.
And then they would also take a different tree, cut it down, and bring it inside the house. However, they did not decorate said tree. They used it as the Yule log. So, and Yule log is still a term that's sometimes used today. I know there's a dessert called a Yule log or some shit too.
It is.
Yeah, I pay attention to
Mhm.
bakers. But, but yeah, sorry. Yeah, so like the
I be
Yule
listening to
log,
y'all.
I be listening to y'all. It was it was not a log, it was an entire tree, and they would use it to burn for the 12 days leading up to Christmas or the winter
Mhm.
solstice, really.
Mhm.
So it would have to be a big enough tree that it burned for 12 days. So rather than just decorating a tree that they've killed and put into their house, they'd use it for the warmth and betterment of the family.
I feel like your tone, your underlying tone is, jeez, so fucking like wasteful,
So
y'all.
wasteful. Modern day humans, so fucking wasteful.
But you know,
That's not an underlying tone. I wasn't trying to hide it.
okay.
I was
So
being
you
very
know,
honest.
there's a new. I don't. So there's a like a thing now that we're doing with Christmas trees in certain places where they are replant, like they're keeping your tree alive some type of way, and then they're going and they're replanting it.
See that to me, one seems so torturous for that tree, but also I like it better than what we're currently doing.
Yeah, yeah. Or just get you a fucking fake tree, y'all. It's okay.
It's okay to have a fake tree. It's okay. What is it? I was in a meeting yesterday and they got to see my Christmas tree for the first time. They were like, "Is it a real tree?" No.
Hell no.
Hell
We don't do that.
nah. I don't do one. Who's cleaning up all them thistles and leaves and things? Not me. Two, why? Why
It's
do I
not
need to
me.
kill a tree for the sole purpose of putting it in my
You don't
house
need.
for a month for it to die? Real die. Because we
What a
already killed it.
yeah, yeah. What a slow, agonizing death. If trees can feel pain, just think about what the hell we're doing.
What is it? There's an Instagram reel that I saw the other day that was like a genie. You know, there's that genie one where they're like, I want three, or you get three wishes. There's some rules, and the one girl's like a fat ass. Wish one, two, and three. I want a fat ass. There's another one where it's like, you get three wishes, and there are only three rules. And the guy's like, I want trees to feel pain. And he's like,
And he's like, there are four rules.
there are four rules. there's,
There's now four rules.
there's not four rules. You can't just, what? No. Like, it's a no. It's a no all around. But yeah,
Yeah,
we stole a lot of shit, guys, and we didn't exactly
we
improve
did.
on it.
No. Oh, so one bonus one.
Bonus?
Did you know
No.
that the way we think about Santa Claus, I'm gonna tell you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Mary, did you know?
Married.
I'm gonna tell you. Did you know? Anyway, that this idea of an old man giving gifts to children actually goes back to the pagans,
Mm-hmm.
right? Um, so we know about Santa Claus, and some people you will hear call him Father Christmas or Saint Nick or Saint Nicholas.
Père Noel.
Yes, he
Sorry.
was the
Popo
patron saint
Gijo.
of
I'm sorry.
children.
I'm sorry.
What
I
is
was getting.
what is
It was Popo Gijo.
uh-huh, all the names
All the
for Santa
names.
Claus.
Sorry.
Yeah, but he was like Saint Nicholas was the saint of children, the poor, and prostitutes. And so
That's
he was
prostitutes.
living around 4th century AD, and he was known for giving gifts to the poor, and he
Mm.
had a really big beard and a long cloak like we envision Santa.
And we
But
took it.
right, but even before Saint Nick, there was Odin.
Yes, there was. Talk about the Norse
And
gods. Come
so
along.
Odin is yes, yes. So he was like we see him typically don't listen to Marvel. Typically, he's like an old man with a long white beard, and
Hmm.
he rode on an eight-legged horse.
Correct.
Yeah, I
He's like
think
the
it's
All Father.
Glyphimir. Yeah, and he would ride through the skies. It was a eight-legged horse that flew. And during the winter, kids would like fill their little shoes with carrots and straw and leave them by the chimney so the eight-legged horse could eat.
I love
And
it.
apparently the belief is Odin would fly by and reward the children with little presents in their little booties.
Hmm.
Also how we got Christmas stockings.
It's also how we got Christmas stockings. And there are still sections of the world that they don't put up Christmas stockings. Instead, they do the shoes thing
Shoes.
still.
Yeah.
They put their little what would go in a Christmas stocking goes into your shoes.
Oh, can you imagine if you have athlete's foot though?
Oh man, disgusting. And
Yeah.
most men's feet.
Dang, you just gonna throw them in out there.
Yeah, I said it. Most men's feet. I've very rarely seen a man's foot that made me go, "That's not bad." Like, oh, you care
Okay,
about your foot
man.
health.
We need you to get pedicures. It's not
I
yeah,
don't even
it's
need
not
you to get a
gay. Please wash your
pedicure.
socks. Please get new shoes.
Those
Please
things.
yeah.
I
If you
just want you to care about your feet. That's what
yeah.
I don't need you to have a pedicure. I just need you to give a damn when it comes to your feet. Like, that's it.
I mean, just a little bit, you know.
It
Just a
doesn't
little
even have to
bit.
be a whole damn. Give half a damn.
Half a damn. So that's
Half a
like,
damn.
oh, I wore clean socks today.
Exactly. Can I take that sometimes? Because not all y'all do it.
Mhm.
And yes, there are always the
Yeah.
exceptions. We know that you're out there, but I'm not talking to the
Yeah, we know
exceptions
not
right
all
now.
men. However,
Too many of you,
yeah. Well,
especially you military
yeah,
men.
you're the exception that proves the rule. Oh, don't do them like that.
I did. I did it. I don't care.
Ouch.
I don't care. At me. You got a problem with it? At me. The email address is advancedshenanigans at gmail.com. At me.
We gonna get we're gonna end up with fucking hate mail. So you
We
hate
are.
the military,
I
and then you're
love the
gonna have to be
military.
like,
Then we're going to have to do an
actually,
episode on the
it was
20,000 members of my family who are in the military.
right. He's one of those, um, like that guy he went viral for calling Trump a fat fucker, and
Hmm.
he was like, I can call him fat because I'm fat. So you're gonna be like,
I,
I can talk shit about the military.
I'm talking to three men in particular, one who is dead. Fix your feet.
No, you did, but you gotta do something about them feet,
Do
bruh.
something about them feet. You got to care more. You got to care more. Like,
Got him in heaven, looking down like, what was wrong with my feet?
oh, he knows. I
They
said
look
it
all
the
right to
same
me.
way. The same way I'm saying it to you is the same way I say it to them. They know.
My lord.
They know. They all knew. Currently know. I'm gonna say it again when I get up there for the holidays.
I can't.
I ain't got no
I
shame.
can't.
Who gonna stop me?
I,
Nobody.
I believe it. No one. I won't
Oh,
be there. So
I'll record it. No, I won't, guys.
she said, I'll
But I'm gonna
record
probably
it.
say it. I'm not even gonna kid.
I know you're gonna say it. I have
Yeah.
I have no doubt in my spirit.
Hmm. Don't doubt it. I'm gonna embarrass them all in front of their kids. Uh, but
You're the worst.
I am. But if you want to bring back some of these fun things, I say let's bring back Saturnalia all day. But if you want to think about incorporating some of these traditions, you could always do an altar of candles to celebrate the solstice. You could always, instead of bringing a tree inside your house, that's just going to die slowly, you could decorate a tree outside of your house instead. You could, you could, instead of, if you already brought that tree inside your house, burn it for firewood. Don't just let it die. You know what I'm saying? Uh,
Let it let it
let it
die.
die.
Let
Let
it
it die.
die.
Let it
Let it
shrivel
shrivel
up
up and
and
die.
die. Sorry, y'all. Sorry, y'all.
I'm not sorry. I meant it.
Sorry, guys. Yeah, there's a lot of ways we can reincorporate these things. You could gamble in honor of Saturnalia. You could
I mean,
host an orgy. I don't know your life.
I mean,
Maybe not. It's a
please
pandemic.
please be safe. Like, if okay, look, I am not judging anyone for whatever their sexual activities are.
No.
Please be safe. Let there
Yes.
be condoms and masks everywhere. And
Yeah.
maybe some gloves. I'm sure that's someone's kink. Put on the gloves.
On a glove. Get tested. Be in a quarantine bubble together. Maybe, as the Finnish are saying, have a designated sex partner throughout this time. Who knows? I
Is that
just
what
say.
is that what they're saying?
Yes, supposedly. According to Grey's Anatomy, Finland said
I don't I don't I don't
during the
think Grey's
pandemic.
Anatomy is.
I'm using it as facts.
Wait,
During the pandemic,
wait.
have a designated sex partner that lives inside of your quarantine bubble so that you don't get lonely.
That's what I mean. I mean,
It's the
there's
Finnish.
something to be said about having a design. I mean, you could have a designated sex partner all the time. It
I
doesn't
mean,
have
you
to just be
absolutely
because there's
could.
a pandemic.
You absolutely could. It does not necessarily have to be just now. In fact, I would prefer in perpetuum, maybe designated sex partner that can help you when you're lonely. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. Don't listen to me.
She is not a doctor. Do
Not
not
a
listen to
doctor.
her. You don't have to listen to me either, but I will say this. Isolation is not great for humans because we are communal creatures.
Right.
So you take that how you want.
If you can't make it to your family this year, there are tons of ways to still interact with your family and or friends because some people don't like their family. I get it. And your friends during the holiday season. Please don't be home jerking off to your own sadness. It's not fun. I just want you to be in a better place.
My God.
That is a quote from my brother.
Don't jerk off to your sadness.
Don't jerk off to your own sadness. It's not fun. Anywho,
Oh my Lord. Okay.
all right, we're gonna get out of here.
Yeah, we are, you guys. Happy whatever holiday you celebrate.
Heyo,
Happy multiple
Saturnalia!
holidays, whatever you are. you know.
Yes.
Um, Stay safe out there. Wear your
Wear your
mask and all
mask.
of that.
If you're in Georgia, vote. Please vote. And we'll see you next time.
We will.
Maybe. Unless we die. It's a very real
Wait,
possibility,
wait.
guys.
I mean, it's a real possibility, but you ain't have to end this episode with "we might die."
We all might die right now.
I can't with you.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Or we might live and see you next week. Great.
You
Did I turn it around? Did I make it better?
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
No, no. Bye, bye, y'all. Bye.